If you're over 40, stop scrolling for a second and listen closely, because what I am about to tell you might completely change the way you think about your daily diet. There is one common food, something most people eat almost every day without thinking, that slowly destroys your blood flow. It quietly restricts your circulation, weakens your heart performance, lowers your stamina, and even affects your energy, sleep, and performance in ways you can't see immediately. Most people don't realize the damage until it's too late. But once you understand what this food does inside your blood vessels, and once you remove it or replace it with healthier options, you'll feel a massive difference in just days. So stay with me till the end, because if you're over 40, this one change can literally improve your heart health, your energy, and the way you feel all day long. Refined sugar is the biggest destroyer of blood flow after 40, and most people don't even realize how deeply it affects their body until the symptoms start piling up. After 40, your circulation naturally becomes a little slower because your arteries are no longer as flexible as they used to be. Your nitric oxide levels drop, meaning your blood vessels don't expand as easily. Your metabolism slows, your ability to handle sugar changes, and your body becomes more sensitive to inflammation. But when refined sugar enters the picture, it hits you harder than it did in your 20s or 30s. What used to be a harmless dessert or sweet snack suddenly becomes a daily source of hidden stress for your arteries. The moment you eat refined sugar, whether it's from sweets, packaged snacks, sugary drinks, cereals, or even foods that don't taste sweet, your blood sugar spikes quickly. Your body responds by releasing a surge of insulin to control the spike. But after 40, your cells don't respond to insulin as efficiently as before. This means even a small rise in blood sugar can cause a bigger, more damaging insulin response. And every time this happens, inflammation rises inside your blood vessels. Think of inflammation like tiny fires burning inside your arteries. They weaken the inner lining called the endothelium. When the endothelium gets damaged, your arteries become stiff instead of flexible. They lose the ability to expand properly when your body needs more oxygen or blood flow. This is one of the first major hits to your circulation. And once the arteries start becoming stiff, blood flow doesn't move smoothly anymore. It becomes restricted, thick, and slow. Refined sugar also makes your blood thicker by increasing triglycerides, the fats that float inside your bloodstream. When triglycerides remain high, your blood becomes heavier and more sluggish. That means your heart has to pump harder to push it through narrowed, stiffened arteries. Over time, this constant strain exhausts your cardiovascular system. That tiredness you feel after meals, that afternoon crash, that sensation of cold hands or feet, those are early warning signs that your blood flow isn't moving as it should. Another thing sugar does is create something called glycation. This happens when sugar molecules stick to proteins in your blood and form harmful compounds known as ages-advanced glycation end products. These ages damage blood vessels, thicken artery walls, and accelerate aging inside your circulatory system. Your arteries literally become older faster when sugar is a regular part of your diet. And it doesn't stop there. When sugar is consistently high, your liver starts converting the excess into fat. That fat often gets stored around the liver and the belly area, but it also circulates through your bloodstream, adding even more pressure on your arteries. This creates a cycle where poor blood flow leads to more fatigue, less movement, more cravings, and even more reliance on sugary foods for quick energy that eventually crashes again. This is why refined sugar is so dangerous after 40. It attacks your blood vessels silently. It damages the inner lining, stiffens your arteries, thickens your blood, and forces your heart to work harder every single day. You don't feel the damage as it starts, you only feel the symptoms later. Fatigue, cold extremity, brain fog, low stamina, poor performance, and long-term cardiovascular risks. Removing sugar is not just about avoiding weight gain, it's about protecting the lifeline of your body, your circulation. Hidden sugars in daily foods quietly damage circulation. And the scary part is that most people don't even realize they're consuming sugar in the first place. When people hear the word sugar, They think of chocolates, candies, desserts, and sweet drinks. But the truth is, the sugar that does the most damage to your blood flow isn't the obvious kind. It's the hidden sugar inside everyday foods that don't taste sweet at all. These are the sugars that sneak into your bloodstream quietly, raise inflammation silently and slowly, steal the flexibility from your arteries without you noticing until the symptoms start appearing. The modern diet is loaded with hidden sugars, foods marketed as healthy. Natural, low-fat, or whole grain are often the biggest offenders. Companies add sugar to make foods taste better, last longer, or feel more satisfying, but your body doesn't care about marketing. It simply responds to sugar the same way, whether it comes from a candy bar or from something healthy like flavored yogurt or breakfast cereal. And after 40, your body reacts even more intensely to these hidden sugars because your insulin sensitivity declines and your arteries become more vulnerable to inflammation. Breakfast is usually the biggest sugar trap of the day. The foods people consider healthy, granola, instant oatmeal, smoothies, fruit juice, flavored yogurt, energy bars, are often loaded with more sugar than dessert. Even bread, especially commercial whole wheat or multigrain, often contains added sugars to improve texture and taste. So you start your day with a huge sugar spike, and that spike triggers inflammation inside your arteries before you even begin your morning routine. Then comes the midday trap: sauces, dressings, soups, ketchups, dips, and even savory snacks. Many people think salty foods have nothing to do with sugar, but manufacturers add sugar to enhance flavor. That's why chips, crackers, canned soups, frozen meals, and even some pastas contain hidden sugar that never tastes sweet. These sugars enter your bloodstream and start the same process again, spiking insulin, raising inflammation, and tightening your arteries. After 40, every spike matters because your blood vessels don't rebound as quickly. The inflammation caused by hidden sugars weakens your endothelium, the delicate inner layer of your arteries. Once the endothelium is damaged, your arteries become stiff and less responsive. Over time, this reduces nitric oxide production, your body's natural blood vessel relaxer, and your circulation starts to slow down. The result is cold hands and feet, low stamina, brain fog, tiredness after meals, and even digestive discomfort. All of these signs come from poor blood flow, and hidden sugars are often the unseen cause. Snacks are another major issue. Packaged cookies, biscuits, crackers, energy bars, baked goods, and even protein snacks often contain multiple forms of sugar: glucose syrup, corn syrup, dextrose, fructose, malt syrup, and others with names most people don't recognize. These sugars enter your system quickly and behave exactly like table sugar, damaging your arteries one bite at a time. When hidden sugars are consumed daily, your blood never gets a break. Your arteries stay inflamed, your blood becomes thicker, and your heart has to work harder. This creates a silent, long-term decline in circulation that can lead to lower testosterone, slower metabolism, weaker performance, and faster aging. When people finally remove these hidden sugars, they're shocked at how quickly they feel better. Their energy stabilizes, their hands and feet warm up, their meals digest better, and they stop feeling sleepy after eating. Circulation improves, blood pressure becomes more balanced, and they start feeling alive. Again, all because they removed the sugars that were quietly sabotaging their blood flow every single day. Cutting sugar quickly improves circulation and energy, and the amazing part is how fast your body responds once the daily sugar overload stops. People think improving blood flow takes months, but your body is incredibly intelligent. The moment you reduce refined sugar, even slightly, your bloodstream starts to clear, your arteries begin to relax, and your energy levels shift in a way you can actually feel. It's like removing a heavy weight your body has been carrying for years without you realizing it. The first thing that happens when you cut sugar is a reduction in inflammation. Every time you eat sugary foods, your blood sugar spikes and your body releases a surge of insulin. Over time, This constant cycle damages the inner lining of your blood vessels. But when you stop giving your body these sugar spikes, inflammation begins to drop within hours. As inflammation decreases, the endothelium, the thin, delicate layer inside your arteries, starts healing. This layer controls how wide or narrow your blood vessels become. When it heals, your arteries open more easily, allowing smoother and stronger blood flow. Better blood flow means better oxygen delivery. Your brain gets oxygen more efficiently, so your focus sharpens. Your muscles get better circulation, so your stamina increases. Your heart pumps with less strain, which means your energy becomes more stable throughout the day. Many people don't realize that their constant fatigue, brain fog, or afternoon crashes aren't age problems. They're circulation problems created by sugar. Another major change that happens when you cut sugar is improved. Nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide is the molecule your body uses to relax and widen blood vessels. Sugar weakens nitric oxide levels, but when sugar intake drops, nitric oxide production improves quickly. That means healthier, more flexible arteries and smoother blood flow. You may notice warm hands and feet, reduced tingling, less heaviness in your legs, and better physical performance. These are all signs your circulation is coming back to life. Energy levels improve fast because your blood becomes thinner and flows more efficiently. When sugar intake is high, your blood gets thicker due to increased triglycerides. This makes your heart work harder just to circulate blood through your system. But when you cut sugar, triglyceride levels drop. Your blood becomes smoother and your heart pumps more easily. This reduces fatigue dramatically. Suddenly you're not tired after meals, you don't feel sleepy sitting at your desk, and you don't wake up groggy even after a full night's sleep. Your energy feels clean, steady, and reliable. Cutting sugar also stabilizes your blood sugar curve. Instead of sharp spikes and painful crashes, your body moves into a balanced flow of energy. You stop relying on quick sugar hits to stay awake, your mood stays even, your concentration lasts longer, your cravings fade. This stability is something people often don't experience until they actually reduce sugar and feel the difference firsthand. In just a couple of days, digestion improves because your body isn't fighting inflammation. In a week, your circulation becomes noticeably better as your arteries start relaxing. In 2 to 3 weeks, your stamina, performance, and mental clarity feels smoother and more natural. And in a month, many people say they feel like a different version of themselves, lighter, sharper, younger, and more energetic. All of this happens because cutting sugar removes the biggest block to healthy blood flow. When blood flows easily, everything in your body works better. Your brain, your heart, your hormones, your muscles, and your energy. Sugar slows your life down, but cutting sugar brings your body back to its natural rhythm. You don't just feel better, you feel alive. After 40, the body becomes more sensitive to sugar, and this is one of the biggest reasons why people start feeling tired, gaining weight faster, experiencing poor circulation, and noticing changes in their overall health without understanding why. When you were younger, your body could handle sugar much more efficiently. Your cells were more responsive, your metabolism was faster, your hormones were more stable, and your arteries were more flexible. But once you cross 40, everything shifts and sugar starts hitting your body in a completely different way. The first major change is a drop in insulin sensitivity. Insulin is the hormone that helps move sugar from your blood into your cells. When you're young, even if you eat sugary foods, your body handles it quickly. But after 40, your muscles, liver, and cells don't respond to insulin the way they used to. It's like the lock on the cell door becomes rusty. Insulin tries to open it, but the door doesn't fully cooperate. So your body is forced to produce even more insulin to manage the same amount of sugar. This leads to higher inflammation, higher fat storage, and more sugar circulating in your bloodstream for longer periods. This excess sugar floating around your blood becomes a problem. It damages the inner lining of your arteries and triggers chronic inflammation. When inflammation rises, your blood vessels stiffen, and your natural ability to widen your arteries through nitric oxide weakens drastically. This is why circulation becomes a lot more vulnerable in your 40s. What didn't affect your body at 25 suddenly becomes a threat at 40. Another major change is hormonal. After 40, your testosterone levels begin to drop steadily for men, and estrogen and progesterone start shifting for women. These hormonal changes make sugar even more dangerous because sugar spikes directly interfere with hormone balance. Elevated insulin forces your body to store more fat, especially around the belly area. Belly fat itself produces inflammatory chemicals that further reduce insulin sensitivity, creating a vicious cycle. This is why people after 40 often notice they gain weight faster, even when eating the same foods as before. Your metabolism also slows down after 40. Your body burns fewer calories at rest. Your muscle mass naturally reduces, and your body becomes less efficient at processing carbohydrates. That means the same sugary snack that gave you quick energy at 30 will now leave you tired, bloated, and craving more sugar. Instead of feeling energized, sugar makes you crash. Instead of giving you a boost, it drains your stamina. Your arteries also become more sensitive to sugar because the flexibility they once had starts to decline. When you eat sugar, your blood vessels are supposed to expand to handle the rush of glucose. But after 40, stiffened arteries can't expand properly. Sugar ends up creating tiny injuries on the inside of your blood vessels, making them even more narrow and more inflamed. Over time, this leads to poor circulation, cold hands and feet, slow digestion, low stamina, and reduced performance. Another factor that increases sugar sensitivity after 40 is a decline in nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide is what keeps your blood vessels wide, flexible, and able to carry oxygen efficiently. Sugar destroys nitric oxide, and with age already reducing it, sugar becomes twice as destructive. This is why people after 40 feel more fatigued, more sluggish, and more mentally drained when they eat sugary foods. When your body becomes more sensitive to sugar, even small amounts create bigger problems. A little sweet tea, a small dessert, a flavored yogurt, or a breakfast cereal can cause noticeable energy crashes, brain fog, and poor circulation. Many people blame age for feeling slow or older. But the real problem is how sugar interacts with an older metabolism. The good news is that when you understand how sensitive your body becomes, you can protect yourself. By reducing sugar, stabilizing insulin, and improving circulation, your body starts functioning almost like it did years ago. You can regain energy, boost blood flow, and improve performance simply by respecting the fact that after 40, your body needs smarter fuel, not more sugar. Replacing sugar with natural foods restores blood vessels, and the beauty of this shift is that your body responds quickly, powerfully, and almost immediately. Sugar damages circulation silently, but the moment you take it out and replace it with natural, nutrient-rich foods, your arteries start healing in ways you can actually feel. What many people don't realize is that your blood vessels are living tissues. They repair themselves, grow new tiny pathways, reduce inflammation, and regain flexibility when you feed them the right kind of fuel. Natural foods, especially whole and unprocessed ones, give your arteries exactly what refined sugar takes away. Sugar inflames your blood vessels, but natural foods calm that inflammation. Sugar stiffens your arteries, but natural foods help them relax and widen. Sugar lowers nitric oxide, the molecule that opens your blood vessels, but natural foods boost nitric oxide production. It's like switching from a dark, polluted environment to clean, fresh air. Your arteries feel the difference immediately. One of the most powerful ways natural foods restore blood vessels is through antioxidants. Berries, citrus fruits, leafy greens, colorful vegetables, nuts, seeds, and even. Herbs are loaded with compounds that fight the inflammation caused by sugar. When you eat these foods regularly, your arteries start repairing the microscopic damage inside them. The inner lining, the endothelium, becomes smoother, healthier, and more responsive, meaning your blood can flow more freely. Foods like beets, spinach, arugula, pomegranate, garlic, and walnuts are especially important because they boost nitric oxide levels. Nitric oxide is like your body's natural blood pressure regulator. It tells your arteries to relax, widen, and allow more oxygen-rich blood to travel throughout your body. Sugar destroys nitric oxide, but natural foods rebuild it. This is why people often feel warm hands and feet, improved stamina, and better energy when they switch from sugar to natural foods. Healthy fats found in foods like avocados, olive oil, almonds, salmon, and chia seeds repair artery walls. These fats reduce inflammation, improve blood thickness, and help stabilize blood sugar throughout the day. When your blood sugar is stable, your arteries aren't under constant stress. Your heart doesn't need to pump harder. Your blood moves smoothly, and your body feels lighter, more stable, and more energized. Replacing sugar with natural foods also helps you lose belly fat, and this is a huge win for your circulation. Belly fat releases inflammatory chemicals that make arteries stiff and insulin resistance worse. But when you reduce sugar and start eating whole, natural foods, belly fat begins to shrink. As it reduces, inflammation drops. As inflammation drops, blood flow improves. It's a chain reaction where every positive change supports another. Natural foods also contain fiber, which slows the absorption of sugar, keeps you full longer, and prevents energy crashes. Fiber also helps clean your blood vessels by reducing cholesterol and improving overall vascular health. This is why people who switch to natural foods often notice a calmer appetite, fewer cravings, and more steady energy throughout the day. You don't have to quit sugar completely. You just need to replace the bad sources with smarter ones. Instead of sugary desserts, choose fruits. Instead of flavored yogurt, choose plain yogurt with honey or berries. Instead of soda, drink lemon water or green tea. Instead of sugary breakfast, choose eggs, oats, nuts, or chia pudding. These small changes create big improvements inside your blood vessels. The moment you stop feeding your arteries sugar and start nourishing them with natural foods, they respond with better blood flow, more flexibility, less stiffness, and more oxygen delivery. The transformation isn't just internal. You feel it. Your energy rises, your stamina returns, your mood stabilizes, your digestion improves, your sleep gets deeper. This is the power of giving your blood vessels the fuel they were designed for.